Yes. All the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where that was going. Yes, I have. I'm pretty sure every teenager has.
Oh my goodness, what kind of, oh sorry. Okay, that, have I ever, wait, is Nanami gonna see this?
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm thinking about my friends, okay, this is great.
I thought this was going to like a way more personal kind of topic. Anyway. Yes.
So Charlie, have you ever masturbated before?
Yeah, I have masturbated before.
Okay, so I think I learned about masturbating. I was very young. I think maybe like 8 or 9 years old. I learned what masturbation was, but I think I started masturbating like when I was 10.
I was probably 16 or 17. And at what age did I start doing it? Early 20s, probably.
13 and 13 probably.
Somewhere like in my early teens, like maybe like 13 or something.
I think when I first started, I didn't know like exactly what I was doing. I was just doing something because it felt good, but I never knew what I was doing until like later on in my life. So I don't know exactly what age.
See, this is a concerning thing because I had a really weird friend, and in 2nd grade, that's when I found out about that whole thing. And oh boy, that was not a fun time. But yeah, around like very early elementary school.
I think 11. I learned about it from like the boys at school. I didn't really like understand it, but they really vulgar. I went to a very immature school full of immature people, but that was kind of my segue into it. And I think the first time I was 11.
I don't think I really learned about it because no one ever talks about it. So I can't, especially because I was raised in a very traditional family. We barely talked about my period. So masturbation was definitely not a topic we would ever talk about.
100%. I have felt embarrassment and shame about masturbating.
And why do you think that is?
Because I think even though everyone does it, we like to pretend that no one does.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't even feel good talking about it right now. So it's definitely something that I didn't grow up talking about. I don't currently talk about it. And when people do talk about it, it's embarrassing. And there's always laughter. It's not like a serious issue. It's like, oh, somebody might make a joke, but no one's like, really, you do? Or we're not talking about it seriously. They're like offhandedly saying it, as opposed to like a different embarrassing comment would be like, or question would be like a question about sex. We can talk about sex, and like with my girlfriends, I can say, well, how many times a week do you do with your husband? Things like this. But the word masturbation would never come up among our friends in a serious way.
I think I'm pretty comfortable with the idea of it because I know that I'm not hurting anyone. And at the end of the day, this is my life. And if I want to pleasure myself, I'm going to pleasure myself.
You end up hooking up with someone. That's usually like oh dude, high five, because like that's you kind of like being charismatic or something. And then when you're masturbating, that's just like that's not really something you can brag about, really, or like not something people usually want to hear about, because it's just like, why would you mention that at all?
I don't think masturbation should be a taboo. I don't think anything related to sex. Ooh. I think most things related to sex should not be taboo.
Like, you don't have to be promiscuous and scandalous to masturbate. I feel like you could just be a normal person. I feel like anybody can masturbate. A nerd, a fucking CEO, anybody, So I feel like people are more ashamed about it just because of how our society treats the topic.
Because again, it's a personal thing. It's scary to talk about that. but it doesn't have to be taboo. It can just be people. It can just be normal.
If anything, I would like to know what's normal, like what is normal, and and point to your question, like how many times a week is normal, and like when is it a problem, and is it always associated with porn? I mean, I have a billion questions, not a billion, but I have many questions around it that I would like to learn so that it's not something we're afraid of, because when we're afraid of things, I feel like it always leads to bad things. And it's better to, like, the more you know, the more empowered you can become.
I'm not gonna lie and sit here and say I don't ever masturbate, because ew. But also it's important to be open, because if you want a certain topic, you want something to change, you have to be a part of that change. Like anything else, like if it comes, anything from, personal rights to freedoms to even masturbation, if you want that to become a topic people talk about, you've got to be willing to talk about it. And also, there's no shame in masturbation. Everyone does it. And people are gonna laugh and giggle when watching, oh my god, he masturbates. Okay, well when you go back to your dorm at night, so do you. So, not you I don't know about you, but it's like, if I'm gonna sit here and hide in shame, it's just going to continue kind of the taboo that exists around it. So why not be open?